homophobia. Or Chris could just slam Josh against the ground or something. Isn't Chris supposed to be a genius? Strike! Convenient shot! Look, I like making humor out of every situation as much as the next guy, but Destia really needs to cool it on making everything comical in some way. Of course not. That'd be too convenient. Plus, as has been demonstrated by the fact that she fell in love with Jolt, she's clearly not that smart. Ashley, next time you might want to think before you act. For once in your life. Yeah, I'll take most hilarious typos for 200, please. In a platonic way, not in a creepy, incestuous, confusingly written way. Well, looks like Dialga and Palkia are out of a job. And Josh, well, since you're here, I guess you get saved too, but, you know, Ashley's gonna be doing all the world saving and stuff. Oh, for fuck's sake. At this point, I'm just gonna assume this jackass is unkillable. This makes me think of an interesting point. Why aren't the legendaries working together to do something about Chris? Surely you think by now they'd notice the destruction Chris is causing and think, yeah, we should probably try and do something about that. At no point do they actually fall to the ground. I mean, everything would be a lot better if the explosion killed him, but who cares? I must have the Revengers! Did Josh not get the memo about Ashley's bullshit powers? How does a cave relocate itself? Does it just stand up and walk somewhere else? And if it's because the old cave was destroyed and a new one was called the Silver Cave, then the cave did not relocate itself. Someone else must have relocated it. Josh doesn't even question who Kandori is. Kandori thinks he's Stewie Griffin. He calls himself a vampire because he is one. So Kandori lied in Chapter 8 when he said that stuff about a heart he didn't think he had. He totally does have one. Liar. And you actually believe him? Wow, I knew you were stupid, but this is a whole new level of stupid right here. Hey, Ashley's saying something smart for once. Good for her. Okay, so Chris will give Jolt the power to destroy him if edgier Jolt joins his side. Either Chris is really stupid or edgier Jolt is really gullible. Or both. Probably both. I know you vowed to kill him yourself, but you also vowed to never be under his control ever again. Nice try, edgier Jolt, but you're still a hypocrite. Unfortunately for Ashley, even if he weren't to join Chris, the gene would kill him in at least the next 2 weeks. So either way, Ashley's screwed. Hooray! He's back! Can't you tell how excited I am? It's like his 1000 Claws attack, but with 80% less time wasting. As much as I hate to agree with edgier Jolt, I have to remove a sin because this statement is completely true. But trust me, I still love to disagree with edgier Jolt, which I will because he is oh so wrong here. Desi, are you trying to make Jolt the most despicable character in this series? Because if so, you're doing a fantastic job. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Mio either, but I'll give him a double sin remover here because he's pretty much nailed edgier Jolt's hypocrisy right here. What have I done? I better make it worse by pulling the blade out. Please forgive me for, killing you and joining the man I swore to oppose and threatening to kill everyone I cared about, including your former mate who I kind of took from you. Come on, you can look past all that, right? A Chris. So it may not necessarily be the evil Chris. Some random Chris just hacked the telepathic signal. Why would Chris want Jolt to save Mio? You'd think Chris would rather one of the Pokemon opposing him be, dead. Kandori thinks he's a wrestler. I'd like to extend this message to every damn character in this series. If this was Chris's plan, not only is it a bad one, but he has incredible prediction abilities. You've done that enough times already. Don't you dare do it when they're alive. Or even worse, when they're still alive. Ever been so shocked your face just gives up and collapses? I don't see what's so comical about this. So the only emotion Mio can feel is anger. Well, good to see turning into a vampire didn't change him. Damn her Vulcan hearing. Hey, that's your mother you're talking to. Chris is so out of it, talking like Yoda he is. Damn, with her short temper, it's a wonder anyone in that base is still alive. Despite the fact he spent most of his life as a human. Maybe if I act nice to him, he'll forget his father's death was totally my fault. Wouldn't you want it to affect the story? Otherwise, you're acting like it never happened. Which would be even worse. Oh boy! Yet another character! Surely this one's gonna be super important for the rest of the story and not become irrelevant as soon as his 15 paragraphs of fame are over. Does this count as a flashback? Should I play the harp? Screw it, I'm gonna do it anyway. Took you long enough. I guess saving her own mother wasn't too high on Julian's list of priorities. Alright, I have a lot to say about Camellia and how useless she is in this series, but similarly to Alexia and Coda, I'll save that rant for another time. For now, here's 10 sins for Dessia once again succumbing to her addiction to writing sex as much as physically possible, and subsequently creating yet another useless character. Seriously, Dessia, I think you might need some help. Or you could think of a different plan. There's always that. No? Just defaulting to the sex, I guess. Parent of the year, everybody. Camellia really needs to get her priorities in order. Care to explain why her kids would be Pichu while yours came out as Pikachu? I don't. If Cash was straight, he wouldn't even be in this series. As a distraction? Maybe. As a plot point, I can think of 100 better options. You've heard of Cash or Card. Now get ready for Cash with Cards. Also, can Cash just materialize those out of thin air? Because if there's a finite amount, this method of attacking seems extremely inefficient. Why didn't she just do that from the start? Oh, right, Destia's obsession with sex scenes. Also, you mean to tell me you have a character who both knows martial arts and is a convincing actor / skilled liar, and you make her main role in the series nothing more than slutting it up? There was potential here, and it's gone. I thought you were dead. Again. It hasn't been Hammer time for 28 years. And the Raichu. A deck has 52 cards. That's not even counting the jokers. I feel like Deathsea is forgetting a character here, but who could it be? Oh well, I'm sure if they were important to the story in any way, Deathsea wouldn't have forgotten them. Wasn't that Gene supposed to kill him? How is he still alive? Wow, not only did he forget the reason, he forgot forgetting the reason. That's some serious memory loss right there. So Edgiest Jolt does remember who he used to be, and is voluntarily working with Chris. The very being he devoted his life to destroying, he is now working for in order to destroy all those he swore to protect. There is going to be a serious penalty if this asshole doesn't get what he deserves by the end of the story. Also, yes, you heard that correctly. With his conversion to the dark side, he will now be known as Edgiest Jolt. Edgiest Jolt really isn't good at this whole negotiating thing. If the Elder knows he's going to die either way, why would he tell you? So Edgiest Jolt orders the Deathroids to leave the Elders alive because Chris needs them, yet proceeds to kill the Elder Fur with no attempt at capture. Wow, the edgier this guy gets, the stupider he gets as well. Mass murderer, backstabber, hypocrite, liar, traitor, sleazeball, psychopath. Anything I missed? Well, that was enlightening. Anyway, back to the present day. Perfect, then you two will match. Well, looks like Desi is out of adjectives again. Also, I'll go into more detail about this in a future rant, but one thing that really bothers me is Cash's unexplained mood shift. Even if he only acts this way for Josh, there's still no explanation on why Cash, who was initially rude as hell, is now being all nice and romantic. How the fuck did they turn a cave into this? For fuck's sake, you two, get a hobby. Or better yet, actually do something useful. I know I already questioned this in their underground base, but I'll point it out again. How the fuck do they have running water? How about all of you calm your libidos down and do something productive for once in your fucking lives? Furthermore, why the hell is sex seemingly the only recreational activity that exists in this world? Surely there must be other forms of entertainment. Something! Anything! Misty once again doing what she does best, ruining everything. So, just a regular day for Misty, I guess. If Rachel heard everything, then why did she ask what all the commotion was about? Doctor Who called, they want their Deathroids back. Why did Julian even bring her if she wasn't going to be useful? Yeah, but who the fuck likes stealth missions anyway? So we actually have a Pokemon robot hybrid. What are we gonna have next? Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna finish that sentence. We interrupt Pikachu's Unexpected Love 3 to bring you memes! Well, if we're on the subject of memes, I'm firing my laser! I have about 3 different callers right now who want their UV grenades back. Knowing that Eric is a Charmeleon, this has to be one uncomfortable and awkward ride. If he's not, can we kill him? If he is, can we still kill him? And he can't reach up with his forepaw and scratch why? Any question that begins with how did can usually be answered with bullshit powers. This scene never actually goes anywhere with this plot point, which begs the question, why even include it in the first place? Now, if you'll excuse me, my relevance in this story has come to an end. Wouldn't it be more effective if she stood up on her hind paws? Again, if that was the cause of your bullshit superpowers, then shouldn't the rest of the kids have bullshit superpowers as well? Finally, someone asked this! There you go, ladies. Want a guy to fall in love with you? Make him your slave. Man, this is some good shit right here. No, she isn't joking. This is how their relationship started. A relationship that would affect 2 timelines and alter the events of the entire series. one of the most important plot points in this entire story, started with a convenient towel movement. One convenient towel movement. One fucking convenient towel movement. That's all it fucking was! And now we're getting the play-by-play that no one asked for. Here's where I'd like to bring up an interesting point. Ashley reversed the timeline to save her family, but the thing is, before the timeline got reversed, both Chris and Jessica were dead. There was no evil threat left to terrorize the world. So by reversing the timeline, Ashley brought back her whole family, but also revived Chris and Jessica, allowing them to take over the world and claim the lives of billions of Pokémon. So, in a way, Ashley's responsible for screwing over the world. Oops. I'm more worried about their future children. There's a reason inbreeding isn't a thing that happens very often. Your children getting murdered. Quite the boner killer. Wait, that means that whoever this is knows about Jolt and Ashley's relationship and about Ashley being pregnant. Any explanation as to how this figure knows this information? How do you fuck up the word guinea that badly? So which one is it? Are they dead or just suppressed? That's not how the bloodstream works. Next time on Greatest Out of Context Sentences. Now there's two of him? One was bad enough. Technically, the dream starts the day before he was turned, then leads into the day he was turned. I know that's only a minor technicality, but pointing those out is kind of my job. When you're an alcoholic and someone asks you to name your baby. Or maybe one of her parents has a little secret they're not telling the other. If she has a brother called Christmas, I'm leaving. Also, $10 says that whenever she goes to eat, others always tell her to eat, drink, and be merry, and she's absolutely sick of it. Thousands of years in the past, and I still can't escape this shit. You hear that? It did not obstruct the view. We absolutely had to know that it did not obstruct the view. You hear me? It did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Hey, a base speed of 58 isn't that bad. This whole series has proven that to be complete bullshit. Mary probably should have thought that one through. There you go, ladies. Slavery not working for you? Try flashing your genitalia at him in public. That's sure to work. Wow, for once Decia didn't write a highly detailed sex scene and just gave it a passing mention. Now, if Decia could just do this more often, this scene counter would be a lot lower. We interrupt Pikachu's Unexpected Love 3 to bring you an improv comedy show. Cider very conveniently knows who killed one specific Pokemon out of possibly thousands. Those arts are prohibidado! Prohibidado! And I say that in Spanish because that's how exotic and not allowed these arts are. So we had a crush on her for a while, banged her once, and now she's not worth living without. Kendori, calm down, buddy. No need to overreact. So he's bringing Kendori back to life so Kendori can search for him and kill him. Am I the only one who thinks vampires in this series have skewed logic? After drinking that much of Cider's blood, Kendori is going to have one serious hangover. No. No, just the ones that look conveniently like the female I had a crush on and made a suicide pact with without her knowledge. So that's 3 characters who have a thing for Ashley. I thought we were done with the stupid love rectangles. Why not go in waving your hands in front of your faces? That'll work, right? That is to say, they're also sluts. And Rachel, don't you dare die again. 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 Ashley curiously looking in curiosity. Decia, that is not how sentences work. Oh my god, Mom, could you be any louder? Like, seriously? WTF, LOL, smiley face. Ashley just ignoring the fact that it was Julian who called Edgiest Jolt a monster. Which, let's be real, he is. Scyther, she's on your side. Don't do what Jolt does and piss off your allies. Wow, if Chris waits long enough, the rebels will just kill each other. If that were the case, then methinks repopulation would be an awkward conversation. You'd think so. Believe me, I'm more shocked than anyone that she's not. Oh, they are. It actually works out quite well. She likes him for his dick, and he likes her for... I'll get back to you on that one. Although how the fuck it's able to do that, we'll never know. Actually, it was Chris who first invented the device. Professor Oak just took it from his lab. So, actually, you should be thanking Chris. As weird as that sounds. Wait, I've got it! Charizard likes Misty because she lets him stick his dick in her. That's all I got. I can't think of any other reason why anyone would like Misty. Because you're one of the important characters, and if you're in that squad, Decia gets to write another sex scene. That's why. Is that sexist? It kind of sounds sexist. Okay, Decia, this is just embarrassing. And no, this isn't a typo, as all instances of Lopunny are spelt like this. Also, in Josh's earlier speech, he stated the distraction group would consist of Camellia plus 3 others. Yet, here we have 10 Pokemon. Somehow, they managed to increase their slut quota by 250%. Impressive. Unnecessary, but impressive. I mean, this is an extremely serious operation with life-threatening consequences that will determine the fate of the world, but who cares? Sex! What if one of them's gay? Oh, please let one of them be gay. That would be hilarious. And because this is fanfiction, they're going to be stupid enough to believe that. ¿Por qué no los dos? So those pills have gone from taking 24 hours to kick in to being instant. Science is so amazing! I'm sorry, but I'm having a hard time imagining a Pikachu doing a sexy walk without it looking so stupid that I start laughing. Hey, perhaps these guards aren't as stupid as I thought. No, wait, never mind. Also, you don't need to put male in front of every Pokemon. They're obviously going to be all male. You don't need to constantly point it out. No, it isn't. It's never been further away than it is right now. Also, there are a whole bunch of other squads working on infiltrating the base. All of them, I can guarantee, are doing more interesting stuff than what we are about to experience. Why are we focusing on one of them? Why do we have to read this shit instead of following a more exciting squad? Sadly, I think you and I both know the answer to that. So here's a 26 sin penalty. One for all the other squads we could be reading about. In fact, I'm just going to skip ahead. I'm not making you sit through this stupid orgy scene. It's a waste of my time and yours. You all can guess what happens here. There's literally nothing worth pointing out until after it's over. So anyone who wants to read this part of the story can open up the fanfiction and read it themselves. Link is in the description as always. But trust me, you are missing absolutely nothing by skipping it. Alright, jumping ahead now. Those must be some small robots in Pokemon if these small spikes are impaling them to death. Actually, she does. At least if she wants people to remember she's in this series. Then why weren't we focusing on this group instead of Slut City? So this Kadabra is allowed to use psychic powers to distract guards, but 10 other Pokemon have to go and reenact Cards Against Humanity. I know I've already made the reference, but... It's a trap! Oh, that was an awesome backstab! Go Scyther! Wow, I am cheering for the bad guys. This fanfiction has officially broken me. A more appropriate sentence would be, "Where's my fucking freak of nature, you fucking freak of nature?" A fucking freak of nature exclaimed. Hand me the popcorn. What do you mean we ran out? Well then get more! It can't be him, but it has to be him. How do you fuck up the word paralyzed that badly? Don't worry, there's still 9 left. Cash me inside. How about that? Does no one in this series check to see if the doors are open? Ironically, using the right was not something you did right. Should I be concerned about this? I feel like I should. So do I, Decia. So do I. Edgiest Jolt said, repeating this line from the end of the last chapter for some reason. Fix that for you. This is fanfiction. It'd be stranger if she was being raped and didn't enjoy it. TLDR, Ashley's pissed off. Ashley, calm down. Murder-suicide is never the answer. Especially not for this nibshit of a Pokemon. If you didn't want her using it, then why did you teach it to her? You were the one who taught her these Pokemon arts. You could have easily left that one out. Ah, crap. Crap. Of course you are! I know this is a typo, but honestly, this is more accurate than what Decia intended to write. Hang on. If this ancient art is going to kill you, and you stated earlier that you tried many times to end your existence, then why didn't you just use this 3,000 years ago? Kandori, you got some splaining to do. Wait, so Mary was standing there while Kandori went and planted a big ol' kiss on Ashley. Kandori, that may not have been the best idea. Actually, Ashley was only with him for less than 0.1% of his life. All this time may not be the right sentiment. I will also betray him, rape him, and attempt to murder him, just as he has done for me. Wait, so that's it? The final chapter in this series is called Jolt vs. Ashley, and not only is their battle already over, but it was barely even a battle. Sex happened, again. Ashley threatened to murder-suicide, Kandori came in and turned Edgiest Jolt back to regular Jolt, and we still have all this chapter left. Decia, methinks this chapter could have used a different name. This attack seems to be very useful for Chris. Why doesn't he just open with it? He'd probably kill a lot more of them if he did. Yeah, that's what you said last time, and, well... Gotta look cool while he says it. That's the most important part. Well, it took until the last chapter of the series, but Decia not only acknowledged the fact that this attack only hits twice, but actually counted it right as well. I think that earns a sin remover. This obsession with capitalizing that specific word is getting real old, real fast. I like to call that move Pokemon Art Nope.exe. And by that, she doesn't mean punch the ground like every character in this series has an obsession with doing. Do you really need further clarification? I think it's pretty obvious Chris has ascended to a new level of bullshit superpowerdom. Ah, fuck. Because what good piece of machinery shouldn't be able to withstand a massive explosion? Bingo! Why is he firing beams? Just do that flesh-ripping attack from earlier. That would make this much easier for Chris. Aw, don't say that. You're not fat. If you still had your vampire form, you'd still be working for him. Ashley, now is not the time for your weird fetishes. That seal had better be damn powerful, otherwise you're all fucked. I'm going to add this to the list of why did Kendori teach her that Pokemon arts. I know I keep bringing this up, but if this move was about to kill her, then why didn't he open with that? For the last fucking time, don't tell me what to do! This is it. We have done it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached a level of edginess never before conceived. This song, this form, never before have we been able to attain such raw, concentrated edge until now. This is something future historians will look back on as the pinnacle of edginess. Such edge cannot be contained in just one sin. We're going to need at least 5 sins for this. This isn't working. Let's keep doing it. You're the one with the angelic symbols all over your body. Not to mention Chris is about as far away from Christ as one could possibly be. Implying you should have more for whatever reason. You're telling me. Vampire gods of the world. This is what this series has come to. This is what we have now. Think about where we started, and think about where we are now. Somehow, this is still the same series. Somehow. Do we really need to make this a flashback? It literally just happened. There weren't even any sins here. Oh well, let's play the harp anyway. And again. I bet Kendori is up in heaven right now thinking, I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. But you'll die if you use that sword. You're right, go for it. Don't tell me what to do! Damn it, we're so close to the end. How many more of these is Destia gonna shove in this chapter? Destia doesn't bother to fix the misspelling of Ashley's name. Then proceeds to fix the misspelling of Ashley's name. Then doesn't. Then does. Then doesn't. Then does. Hold on, we have to add the sin from when we first sinned this part of the series. Alright, now we can play the harp. A little bit, yeah. Well, at least he's admitting it. Oh, come on. Do we really need a flashback to this? Whatever, this is the last one in the series. Let's take this opportunity to play the harp one last time. And after adding the sin from the original section, time for the last harp of the series. Different Pokemon, same appropriately misspelled word. In bold for added emphasis. Emphasis! Hang on, you're telling me Mio gets the kill? The most important kill of the series. The final kill that saves the world is given to a side character that no one cares about. After all that we went through to get to this point, this whole thing ends with Mio killing Chris. That's getting a 10-sin penalty, and it would be more, but Mio is finally dead, so that's some consolation. I don't remember Mio specifying those last two things. Also, Julian was never possessed by demonic forces. She just got experimented on. That's not demonic, that's just scientific. And he did that when? Next you'll be telling me two of my other kids have been banging each other for the past 14 years.
2 years later.
So is everyone just going to ignore the fact that Jolt is technically a mass murderer? Seriously, he has a body count in the thousands, potentially millions, and yet there are seemingly no repercussions for his murderous actions. I get that he's a normal Pikachu now, but that doesn't change all the horrible things he's done. Also, I told you there would be a serious penalty if Jolt didn't get what he deserved by the end of the story, and a happy ending is not what this nibshit deserves. So on top of the previous sin, here's 25 more. As opposed to the other type of English that apparently exists. That's the smartest thing Jolt has said in this entire series. Okay, Rachel and Kendori I can understand, but Mary was barely a part of this series, Eric did basically nothing and got his name gender bent, and then they decide to say fuck it and pick a random name for their last child. Poor naming skills continue to run in the family, it seems, because they apparently weren't doing that before this whole thing started. One last time, let's hear it for the Russian currency! Again, when you think about it, how is this different from before the events of the series? And most importantly, as a, to quote Travis Touchdown,
fucking snatcher!
Oh my god. It's over. It's finished. The series is finished. We did it! We actually did it! 7 videos, 49 chapters, and 1,468 sins later, the series has come to a close. That's right, the main series ends here. There is no more.
But what about...
Yep, as Desia promised us, the series is over. I'd like to thank everyone who stuck with me through this journey. What a ride it's been, eh? Perhaps in the future I'll send the alternate timeline story as well. But for now, it's time to move on. But before I do, I just want to say this. Desia, thank you. Thank you for writing a piece of fiction that has captured and enthralled me. For better or for worse, this fanfiction has stayed with me ever since I first read it many years ago, and I congratulate you on managing to turn a simple Ash Pikachu smutfic into what it is today. So here's to you, Desia, for creating this beautiful nightmare and sharing it with the world. Somehow, some way, I think we're all better for it. Maybe.